We're back out here in Florence, Arizona at Starlight Starbright Observatory. If you're following along, we poured our pier and we put our bolt form in it, as you can see right here. And then we're going to go ahead, we're going to unscrew these screws and see how our anchor bolts turned out. I'll be back with you in a second to show you how we did. All right, here we are. We took the top off. It looks like it has settled probably about, I don't know, about a ½ inch in there, and there was like a scale on top of it. We just smacked it real quick with the back of the wrench and popped all that off of there. It looks really good, and it'll look good when we take the paper off of it. But we're not going to do that now until we get the slab poured, because we don't want to get the slab get that attached to that in any way. But there it is. Bolts are good. Those are like, I think those are like 12-inch anchor bolts, ½ inch by like 12-inch anchor bolts. And they're way down in there, and they look spaced evenly. My marks were all good, and it should be a great start. Okay, we're back here at Starlight Starbright. We're just about finished forming up. I've got 2 more sides to do, but I want to show you what I did. So you take these stakes and you drive them right next to your boards. And as you can see, that string line right there, I run that string line down along the edge of the board to keep your board straight, because you could have it right here, it could be straight, but then way back here in the middle of the boards, you could have it bow out. So you need to take those stakes and move them in and out and pull the boards in and out, and then use some screws, is what I do, some regular construction screws, and go right through there and bang those stakes down in there, and there you have it. And this is how we had to extend the boards. They were 8 feet, and we just put a piece over top of them and used construction screws and put them together, and used a level to make sure they were flat. And that's pretty much it. Now, also, when you're doing this and you're leveling it out, we started with this board because this was the highest side right here. And then we leveled this board out, and now we're leveling these boards out to this board right here. So we may have to fill in a little bit way down there. You can see it, just a little bit. It won't be too bad, but it should be good all in all. And that's pretty much how you form it out. It doesn't have to be perfect. We measured in between the outside of our pier to the outside, and it's right around 69 inches, give or take a little bit. It's not going to be exact no matter what you do. So you don't have to worry about that, because there's plenty of pad there. And pretty much that's how we're going to do it. We're going to finish staking this out, and then we'll go ahead and level the inside a little bit more and fill in the edges. We want to make sure that when you, before you pour, there you can see daylight under there. We're going to take dirt and gravel, and we're going to fill all these edges this way that the cement can't escape there. And that's pretty much going to be it. And we're just going to make sure that we're going to remove that dirt from around the pier to make sure it's all pretty flat and level in here. And then we'll call the concrete truck, and I called for a quote, and it's just under $600 to have the truck come out. A lot of the cost for the concrete is the truck to come out. I think it was around $156 a yard, and I think I said in one of the other videos it's 4 yards. It's not. I don't know what I was thinking. This is just under 2 yards. It's like 1.92, 12.6, 12.6 by 4 inches, and it's not quite 4 inches because these are like 3 3/4 or 3.5. That's what 2x4s. They don't measure 4 inches. So it's 1.92 yards, and you should always get a little bit more because it doesn't cost that much. So we don't order 1.92 yards, we order 2 yards, and that'll give us some percentages over there. Just so it's easier to not have, it's easier to have too much than not enough when you're doing this. So that's pretty much it. We're going to get back to work here and finish leveling these boards out and staking them out, and that'll be that, and we'll come back and show you when it's all done. Hello, we are back at Starlight Starbright Observatory, and we have leveled the dirt out on our form here. As you can see, it all looks pretty good. Now, don't forget, this is very important. If you plan on having any type of power to your pier, you are going to want to have uh, at least a 3/4 inch conduit with an electrical 90. See, that's a sweep there, right down through here. And you're gonna need that because you're gonna need power at your pier. Don't forget it. Okay, we are back. Just to let you see what we did here. We got our cement poured. It wasn't too bad. My neighbor Gene just left. Now remember, when you do this, you know, I graded this road out right down there, and the concrete truck could back right up to here. You're going to want your concrete as thin as you can get without being like soupy. We started with a 4 slump. If you tell the concrete company that, you're going to want probably closer to a 5, because if not, it gets really heavy to move. So me and Gene are a little winded because it was a little drier than we would like, but we got it, and this took just around almost exactly 2 yards. We had about a bucket left over, and there it is. We went and we troweled it all off real quick. Lay a board over top of it. After it starts to get dry, lay a piece of plywood on top, and you just crawl out there with a bucket of water and a quick finishing trowel, and throw some water on it and trowel it down. And remember, it doesn't have to be perfect because you're going to be putting like a thermal barrier on top, and then your carpet and stuff inside. So it doesn't have to be perfect, and it'll be just wonderful inside. But there it is. There's our pad. So we'll wait a few days, and then we'll come out here and we'll take these boards, to take these forms off. But for right now, it's really good. Not a problem. And we cemented, you see that, we cemented right up to the sonotube. Now, when we're done, we're going to cut that sonotube off, and then we're going to take some water, some uric acid and stuff, and we're going to dissolve that cardboard down in there, and then get like a thin screwdriver, and we'll scrape all that paper material out of there, and then we'll caulk it. You don't have to caulk it where you're at, but because we're in Arizona and we don't want scorpions coming through there, we are going to caulk that, and that will keep your pad and your pier separate, because you don't want them together, because when you walk on the pad, it will carry the vibrations right through to your pier, and you will see it. Well, there it is, and we'll be back later in a couple days, and we'll pull these forms off, and we'll see how we look.